Hi, Gems. Welcome to another episode of Wonderful Beauty.
Thank you for joining us today on this very, very cold day. If you're in Texas or anywhere in the South, you know exactly what we're talking about today.
Of course, yeah. We are currently iced in, well, at least for North Texas area. Mainly we are iced in. Conditions are not great to drive. My husband looked outside and said, "Hey, want to take a drive around the block of the neighborhood?" And
Kevin would.
And then so I went outside, just to amuse him. I went outside, tried to open the door, Peter open the door because it's frozen. and then I yanked it open. Turn on the car, and I looked at my windshield, the windshield, and I was like, windshield wipers can't move because it's frozen. And my husband went, "How about you back out and we can just park on the curb? That way I can get my car out from the garage because his car needs to charge. It's a Tesla, so it needs to charge inside." It makes sense. So I was like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." And as I back up, I went, "Babe, I can't see. Where am I parking? I'm going to hop a curb."
Well...
And he was like, "Okay, just drive back up to the driveway and we're done."
It's not so bad down here in San Antonio. It's cold. We had a storm last night, but we didn't see any precipitation. I didn't see any ice. No ice. I did earlier. Because when I clean, I turn all the lights on and open the blinds, traditional stuff. And as soon as I touched the blinds, one of my cats ran up because Lulu is like, "Oh, outside." I was like, "Okay." Yeah. I opened the patio, and she stepped outside and literally went, "Father, I have made a mistake."
My dog's the same way. In the morning we have our routine, which is I get up, I start making coffee and everything. Parents will be walking around as well. My dog, GD, he'll be barking because it's a bark that says, "Hey, let me outside." I was like, "Yeah, I'll let you outside. Let's see how this goes." So I open the backyard door and he walks out. He looks at me. I was like, "Mother, what is this?" And I'm just like, "Go pee, go poop." And he was like, "Nah." He just runs.
No, the first thing I did is, of course, I opened the front door this morning just to check. And about 5 feet away is one of the cats, Tree, and Lilo's on top. And she looks over her shoulder and glares at me like, "Shut up."
What is this mess here?
Right.
But yeah, that's the current state of Texas in general. We just have below freezing. We do have flurries here in North Texas area. It's on and off. It's not consistent like it was the years before. So it's not as bad, but because of freezing temperatures, it sticks. And then it ices over. And it's dangerous to drive. So we closed both our restaurants, and now we're in. And now we're able to record a little bit more today.
Yeah, I ended up canceling all my plans for today, too. My friend who's from New York was like, "Oh, we'll be fine." I said, "I'm not worried about you because you're from New York. I'm worried that once you get off at work at 3, come pick me up and we make it downtown because we wanted to go to the hot chicken truck downtown."
Oh, yeah.
As a late birthday thing for me. I was like, it's supposed to start raining about 3, which is when you get off work. Yeah. And then downtown's already dangerous. And I get you're from New York, but the rest of Texas is not. So...
Right? The most we have ever prepped for would be putting the salt onto the roadways, which the city has done already and everything. But I feel like New Yorkers are so used to it. They're born with it. The moment we see ice, we freak out because we're not used to it.
Hurricanes were fine, tornadoes were fine, but once Canada comes down, we're like, nope.
Nope. That's where we draw the line.
Yep. I straight up, they were actually having K-pop night tonight. Luckily, they ended up canceling it. But our mutual friend Rose was like, "Are you sure you don't want to go?" I said, originally, when we had this conversation, it was low of 19. I said, "Roseanne, I'm not going anywhere drinking and then having to get back home." No.
Imagine you going out, say you decide to go out for K-pop night. You guys are drinking soju. You guys are having a great time. Are you going to climb up those stairs?
I have to climb down and then climb up. No.
No. That's my worry for you.
So here we are. We decided to spend our Saturday afternoon with Gems instead. It's actually not the date of, but we are celebrating Ann Day today. So before we begin, she did get my birthday present in the mail. It's supposed to come like 2 days ago, but UPS, United States Postal Service, decided not to pick it up.
Which is very rude, but hey, at least he made it in time and it's not stuck in limbo because of the ice and everything. Because I don't think we're going to get any mail as well. It's not safe for the mail carriers to drive today. So here's the presents. I will open it. Ooh, satisfying. I just gotta make sure I don't cut like super deep.
Right.
Right, gently. I see. What? Eric Nom? No, tape. Got the MET tape.
How dare I package it correctly?
How dare you use packaging tape for the bubble wrap? I lost it. Okay, here we go. I almost dropped it. Now I just gotta carefully not cut through it. I'm just trying to like find where like the opening is, like the end of the bubble wrap.
See, who needs Grey's Anatomy? Just watch somebody open something from a K-pop seller.
I'm just saying, whoa! Wait, it's signed?
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dude, this is like his first album, I think.
Yeah, it's his first album.
Yeah, first digital single album. It's so old. Look at Eric, everyone. He looks like a nerd in here. His signature, like perfect. It's like the debut of artists taking super careful and the time and love into sign, and now they don't care.
Yeah, no. Now it's like
yeah. I just like 100 of them. God.
Well, and it's funny. I think of the people who have like pictures in there. So like Son has a little mountain in his signature. Moonbin used to actually have a little person smiling and a star.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I would just be like, give me a stamp.
It's just a line at that point. It's just
right.
All right, and I also have this thing here that I'm trying to open. Again, trying not to cut all the way through. I'm just trying to cut the tape here. In a minute. It should. I cut here. Okay, well, should be good to go then. Scoops. A menace lately. Joshua. Oh, hi, Nichkhun. And these have recently come up to my bias line. Sadly, how dare they?
Oh, that worked out. So I got that all from the same girl.
Okay.
So actually, it was the person who sold us all those platform ATs albums for like $5.
Yes.
So I literally stumbled across her post. One of my mutuals posted that they were doing like a signed album sale, and I was like, oh, let me go see what they have.
Yeah.
And I literally stumbled across the Eric one, and I paid next to nothing for it.
It is crazy, though. This is like, out of print. And also signed. Like, how many people would have this? That's insane.
And they had some 17 albums, some other albums that you would like, but I was like, what are the chances that she would ever stumble across Eric Nam's first album signed?
Oh, I don't think, even like sometimes when we go to like K-pop stores just to look around or anything like that, I don't think I've ever seen even an Eric Nam album in those stores. It's so hard to find.
I've seen at the one here, they've had his House on the Hill. But I think that's his first like mainstream album.
Yeah, no. But you can't find this gem anymore. There ain't no way. You can only find House on the Hill, and that's it.
But I got the photo cards from her as well, and I meant to order. She uses GOM drop, and so like she'll have a picture and everything's numbered. And I meant to order a DK from I think it might have been Spiel the Fields. It was when he was blonde.
Okay, yeah.
And so but I accidentally clicked the Sunk one instead, and I was like, "What? She's getting a random Sunk one," because I didn't want to be like, "Hey, actually, I wanted this one," since she was selling everything so cheap. So
right, yeah, I know. Sherry put so much effort into this anyway. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Oh yeah, once I clean up my room, my office here, I'm definitely gonna display this somewhere. I'm gonna figure out how to display this. Maybe I'll get one of those like. I think Daiso has those things where it's for the bookshelves, obviously. They have one that's kind of sticking out, like it's at Barnes & Noble when they have those like clear ledges that you sit the book out for display. I think maybe I'll get one of those, put it like on a bookshelf type thing, and have to stick out with like all the other things inside.
I bet you Kevin's probably got something PSA graded that will probably fit that.
Probably, that is very true. Yeah, you are so right. Oh my gosh. can't help but just laugh at him. He looks so stupid. I love Eric Yon. I don't mean it in the mean way. I just look at him. So young. So energetic back then. Now he's an old man.
It's funny because that's the album that Jackson Wang makes fun of him for, too.
I know. You know what, Jackson Wang, you're on something. We should make fun of him for this album. Yeah, thank you so much again.
You're very welcome.
Great birthday present. And a great way to start out this episode as well. We will be doing this episode today on 2 p.m., my other alt group from the second generation era. Woo!
Yay! So we went from third gen, and now we're in second gen. But it's Anne's day. She gets to do whatever she wants, just like how last time we did a 3-hour episode on B.A.P. And she may have said some things that may bar her from going into Korea. But,
It's okay. I'm sure all the babies will back up with me on this, all right? So, all right? The true babies will know the hatred of TS. All right, so let's hop into this episode before we keep on yapping away. All right, so 2 p.m. was different back in the day compared to other idol boy groups. While we had the cutesy Shiny, the cool Big Bang, and the charismatic Super Junior, JYP sought out to debut a group that will be unlike no other. 2 p.m. was dubbed as the Jimsun-dol, or Beastdols idols, for their tough and masculine image through intense performances with acrobatic stunts and sex appeal. This has changed how Koreans would view idols, as they are used to that beauty standard of skinny and slim body types that's close to being feminine. And of course, like most second-gen idol groups, they led the Hallyu wave, gaining commercial success in several regions in Asia. 2 p.m. debuted on August 29, 2008. Their fandom name is Hottest, basing on the meaning of 2 p.m., of 2 p.m. being the hottest time of the day. I don't think that's true, but maybe in Korea it is. Who knows?
I was going to say, here in Texas, it's 5. Because anytime you had to do yard work, your parents are like, you need to finish before 5. Otherwise, that sun's going to be right on you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But maybe in Korea it's different. Because at least in Korea, they have all the seasons. In Texas, we got nothing.
In Texas, we have hot, hotter, hell, Christmas.
A little bit of snow for like 2 weeks, and that's it.
Yep.
And then their fandom color is metallic gray. Members included J-Bum, which was J Park's stage name from back then, Jun K, previously known as Junsu, Nichkhun, Taecyeon, Wooyeon, Junho, and Chansung being the MAC name. So we did a little bit of history with the Hometown Heroes episode. I will review it with more details of each member. All of 2 p.m. actually auditioned to join JYP, with the exception of Nichkhun, who is Thai-American and was scouted as a high school senior in Los Angeles. He was attending a Korean festival with his friends, which also featured God, which makes reason why JYP staff was there.
Right.
And was approached by a JYP employee who invited him to audition at a hotel. But in Nichkhun's words, follow her back to the hotel for an audition tape. How sus does that sound? Falling back to a hotel.
Well, that's just as bad as Cha Yunwoo being stalked in the bathroom. And then, who was that 17 member that was stalked on the train? Was it Vernon?
It was Vernon, I believe, because I remember Mingyu's was he skipped out on school. He was a bad boy. He skipped out on school, and then someone happened to catch him outside of the school gates. I was like, hey, an audition. Though he did decline at first, he eventually did an impromptu audition at the Starbucks sidewalk in front of the store, doing poses, singing to O-Town's All or Nothing, and dancing to Usher's Yeah. So that pretty much says everything of the time back then.
Imagine being at that Starbucks trying to do homework, looking outside, and there's some random dude out there singing and dancing.
Yeah, I believe it was the episode it was with Eric Nam when he did the Dive Studios, when he did all the interviews with all the American or English speaking K-pop idols. He was going in deep detail about it. He was like, yeah, I met them at Starbucks because, public setting and everything, so it's safer. But then he was like, yeah, they told me to go outside to the parking lot. And they had those black SUVs that you would usually carry idols in, dark tinted windows and everything that. So they pull up where say the Starbucks is here and the street or the parking lot to the street is right there or whatever. They pull up right to that spot in the front and they turn on the headlights of whatever vehicle they were in. So there's the spotlights on him and someone's like holding up like a camera or a phone. I was like, okay, now if you can sing a little something for us, great. Can you make some poses? Can you do some dances? And Starbucks usually has a big window. So he said he was like, yeah, everyone's looking outside thinking I'm some sort of big shot or something like that, but I'm nothing. I suck. But apparently that impressed them because they flew him out to Korea in 2006 and he began his training. Honestly, props to Nikhun's grandmother because she's a huge fan of Rain, which is hilarious because Bam Bam from GOT7 has also known back then he wanted to be an idol because of Rain because his mom is also a fan and encouraged him to go for it. Nichkhun would be the first non-ethnic Korean trainee under JYP and the very first Thai idol of the K-pop industry. His nickname would be the Thai Prince of K-pop as he has a wealthy family background. Not like super rich, like corporate type thing. I think just like a family of doctors. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Jun K originally auditioned to be in YG and met with G-Dragon and Taecyeon and became close because they were both all born in 1988, so they're the 88 babies. But he was accepted to both YG and JYP after auditions, chose JYP, and would enter in 2004, making him one of the longest trainees at the time. Taecyeon's audition was met by chance while surfing the web. While looking up music on a Korean website, an ad for the JYP audition to be in a new survival show by SBS popped up. After much persuasion, both him, his sister, and his cousin went to New York on his 17th birthday, and since he had no talent in singing, dancing, and acting, he opted to do the model audition by doing the catwalk. He did get a call back 6 to 8 hours after the audition at 2 a.m. on his sister's cell phone. So back in the day, cell phones were not that great back then in the sense of like there's no GPS or anything like that. It's those flip phones back then, I'm pretty sure. So imagine you're driving from Boston, going out to New York, and then you're like, well, we'll probably get a call back in like a week. And you're driving back to Boston. And suddenly it's like, hey, can you come back real quick for us? In the middle of nowhere, real probably. Right? Exactly. So they came back to retape his audition. The employees encouraged him to pursue singing and dancing. He would be part of the 2006 Superstar Survival Show along with Jungho and Chansung. He was the first one to get eliminated, and in true JYP fashion, he still offered Taecyeon a contract to become a trainee under his company. So, fun fact about this, since you gave me the gift of the Eric Non, Eric Non actually got more interested in K-pop thanks to Taecyeon and the era of 2 p.m., noticing how Korean Americans can also be in a group in Korea.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is very cool and very, inspiring in a sense because, Asian exposure in media back then is not very common. Usually they were the butt of the joke type thing. Think of The Hangover with Ken Jeong. That's pretty much it. They're just for comedic relief or something very stereotypical that's not great for Asians. So to see that Taecyeon's able to do it and kind of make it big at that point when Eric Non started, doing his YouTube thing and singing in the basement or whatever from his family. I think it's pretty inspiring for him to be like, oh yeah, no, I can do that as well. Leon enjoyed dancing from a very young age and had to hide it from his father since he disapproved of it for lack of job stability. In 2007, he secretly applied for JYP's open audition by uploading clips of himself dancing on Goon, which is Korea's YouTube back then, beating out thousands of applicants and placing first. Doojun of Highlight actually placed second in the same competition. Jungho, as mentioned before, was in Superstar Survival and placed first out of the whole show of 6,500 competitors.
That's a lot of people.
That's a good amount of people, honestly. And then finally, Chansung started his career in the industry as a TV actor, well known for his role in Unstoppable High Kick in 2006 and then Jungle Fish in 2008. Just like Taecyeon, he would compete in Superstar Survival would get eliminated, but he still got offered a contract to train under JYP. All the trainees under JYP were put on a show called Hot Blood Men, wanting to form a group called One Day. J-Bum would receive the most fan votes and would become 2PM's leader as the oldest and most well-rounded member. One Day eventually split into two groups, 2PM and 2AM. 2PM for a more dance-focused group and 2AM a ballad group. Their debut single, Hottest Time of the Day, has the title track 10 out of 10. This song is composed and written by JYP, and when you watch this music video, you might realize how there's definitely that JYP influence. The song is about how a woman is a 10 out of 10. All various aspects of her are considered 10 points. On top of that, the choreography is what makes this group stand out, filled with acrobatics and breakdancing. This is what would set them apart from what was released at the time: Big Bang Lies and Haru Haru, TVXQ's Neurotic, SHINee's Replay. They managed to break that barrier of how a boy idol should be, more masculine and just men. So, very worried about this music video, you guys. This was back in 2007 at this point. It's very embarrassing. A little bit of raunchy. The hairstyles were not that great. So, fair warning.
Second Gen is just secondhand embarrassment. It's great.
Oh, yeah. But, second Gen, you go back to memory lane. You're like, you know what? The song was so iconic. Then you see the music video. You're like, I forgot about that. I blacked out on how good because of the song was.
When you gotta make a choice if it's worth it to watch the video.
Right, exactly. And honestly, I haven't seen most of second gen music videos in so long because I forgot how embarrassing it can be. I'm just like, no, I want to enjoy the music.
When your brain blocks it out because it's trauma.
Pretty much like PTSD. You're like, no.
You know it's only when the highest quality is 480.
I know, right? I was about to say. Everything's a little blurry here, too. God, that hair, though. That hair, too.
I like that everyone's got the same hair except for Chansung.
I know, really. Oh, and the main lead, or the main female lead, is Gina, which she did train under JYP for a while, and then she would later go over to Cube Entertainment.
Oh, okay. We know how much Anne loves her Gina.
Wait, what's up?
Said we know how much Anne loves her Gina.
I love Gina.
Why is this turning into a Simon Dominic video?
And so there's no multiple girls, it's just one girl. What? It's not Joe's facial thing.
I didn't turn the captions on, that was a mistake. The subtitle, oh no!
I can't block all this out. I don't remember any of it.
See why? Remember when JYP wouldn't even let Stray Kids swear? Like,
I know, right? Also, weird to see Taecyeon being like a little bit more stronger. Like everyone was like very skinny back then.
Yeah.
Even though they were named to be like Beast idols, they were pretty strong. I think they were just like taller in a sense of like everyone at the time too, though.
Well, they're a lot less feminine than like SHINee.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty baby, la 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 la, be my lady, la 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 la, pretty baby, la 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 la, be my lady, la
Oh my god, everyone, it's Jay Park. That's an idol.
And this is what I expect from a Jay Park video. It's everyone else that scared me. The funny thing is, I feel like this is what the inside of the boys' heads are. Kevin's little group.
Right, exactly. They think they got game, but they don't.
You know what it is?
They don't do those flips anymore. They're too old now.
And 2 p.m. baby.
Then maybe Jay Park. I think Jay Park maybe can be able to still do that.
Jay Park has talked about the fact that he's almost 40, so he can't do what he used to be able to.
Mm-hmm. How you been? Lots of cameos from other artists under JYP.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, we talked about it when we did Twice last week. I mean, Baby Chan being in that video.
Yeah.
That was, that happened.
That did happen. And I mean, compared to like Big Bang's debut, Shiny's debut that we've done the retrospective of and everything, it's so different. Imagine putting that out there and taking that risk of being like, there's this new boy group that's coming out and this is like their concept. Like, how would Koreans even view it, especially since Koreans tend to be a little bit more on the conservative side, and also on top of that, you know, they're into more of the, you know, makeup, more slim. I mean, they're slim in this, but if you want to compare like Taemin to these boys here, like they're more buff in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it's just wild that came out, considering the fact that they had to change the lyrics to melodic because it was considered too racy at the time.
Right?
And then
exactly.
JYP came out with this. I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be JYP. Like,
oh yeah,
let's
no,
be
for
honest.
sure. Oh yeah, for sure. And JYP is always never afraid to do something different, which we do like about JYP for that, the way he views how idol groups can be and all this other stuff. But I think that was a huge risk, releasing something like that. I don't think they even got much of a like a good feedback. It's almost like Twice. Like when they came out with like Ooh-Ah, it's not like, it's like meh. A lot of people were like meh with this one, but they do like how there's like more breakdancing, there's more stunts and everything, not just like the simple choreograph that's almost clean cut in a sense.
No, I can see that. I mean, this song was probably very popular at Hongdae in the clubs and all that.
Yeah, for sure. I think this actually garnered more popularity later on than at debut, in a sense.
That would make sense, considering what else was going on at the time.
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, because like if people join the 2 p.m. fandom later on, which we're going to talk about next, is where they kind of popped off in a sense. They went back and they're like, oh, you know what? This song is actually not that bad. And you're like, well, I mean...
It is if you don't know the lyrics.
It is if you don't look at the music video. All right, don't worry. We'll move on from that embarrassment of the debut song. All right. On April 16th, 2009, the group released their second single album, 2 O'Clock Time for Change. And it was definitely a change. Again and again was met with commercial success, placing #1 on various charts, both domestic and in Thailand. They would immediately win their first music show win on M Countdown, Music Bank, and Inkigayo. In July, they became the first artist to receive 2 M Countdown Triple Crown with songs from the same album, Again and Again and I Hate You, which is one of their B-sides. This also follows up with another Inkigayo Triple Crown. The song itself was voted as the 4th most popular song of 2009 and won fan-voted Song of the Year at the KBS Song Festival. Again and Again is a switch in sound from 10 out of 10. Gone are the days of the nerdy boys, thinking that they can bag a hot woman. Now they're in a toxic relationship, constantly going back to a woman who keeps breaking their hearts. What an upgrade.
So they went from nerds to chumps.
The choreography continued to keep true to what JYP wants 2PM to represent, with breakdancing and great performance skills to the repetitive tune of Again and Again. The song itself is a contemporary R&B sound, with JYP composing and writing the song over a week at the JYPE New York branch. Staff members include Grammy Award-nominated Faldo Melaire assisting, which he works with Johnny Cash, Celine Dion, Michael Jackson, Metallica, Muse, Prince, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Shakira, and Lil Wayne. So
That's an impressive resume.
I know, that's very impressive, and I just want to know, JYP, how are you getting all these connections, man? She's just like everywhere.
It's like Dispatch. JYP is always watching.
Right? But there's no bad scandals. Anguish, sadness.
Now you know it's going to be a good song when the whisper starts out.
I know, right? I don't think all the recent songs lately, JYP groups have the JYP whisper anymore.
Nah, he stopped that a long time ago. Like, I think he stopped that in the second gen. He just started making cameos in third gen. Imagine trying to pick a bias back in the day when you can't even tell, everything's so blurry you can't even tell what's going on.
I know, right? That's pretty much how I picked Chansung. Pick the tall one.
Valid. I mean, you were literally having to rely on their acting skills because when they're all together, you can't tell who's who because it's so blurry.
No, for sure. And even when they did their own reality show, which is like pretty much them doing behind the scenes or even missions type thing when they first debuted it, and they would obviously have like the captions on the bottom, but it's in Korean, right? Obviously. Even the captions was blurry. I'm just over here like, okay, that looks like it might be a Chansung or a Taecyeon. I make out like the blob.
That might be a Taecyeon. I do love all the choreography taking place on a black wall with some flashing lights. It's so 2000s.
Very 2000s. Even the sound itself would definitely appeal to like the American market because that R&B sound too. Yeah. Not the cat. Not the face.
Shocked by the other guys than J Park. I'm just like, J Park's an all-rounder, like, and he doesn't mind being a fool, like.
Right, for sure. That's, I mean, there is a reason why a lot of fans liked him back then in 2PM. He was able literally to do everything.
Yeah.
And even having to have that leadership too. Because imagine, like, even then, he's Korean American, right? To have that leadership as well over full Koreans. Well, you know, minus Nichkhun. Like, that's pretty respectful.
Well, they had to have someone who would also communicate with Nichkhun, because Nichkhun said that he used to pretend like he couldn't understand JYP when he would yell at them. I always speak English or Thai.
Oh, what are you doing, right? And JYP can't even communicate well, like, in English. I mean, he's fluent in English. I'm sure he's portraying what he wants from Korean to English is not the same.
I remember that interview where he said I would just stand there and sit there and go and pretend like I couldn't understand what was being said.
Oh my god, there's like comic dance here. Oh my god. Oh my god, I miss them.
Well, according to, I don't know if it was Taecyeon or Junkei, apparently they're preparing something for their anniversary.
I think more than likely might be Junkei. Because Junkei kind of took the role of being more of a leader, being the second oldest, you know, after J Park.
Right.
But, he never actually hold the title as a leader because, they were like, our only one leader was J Park. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is where they show off their whole, like, acrobatic stuff, too.
I was so confused. It's like, why did the next video start?
Oh yeah, so manly. The scream.
Well, I love that this was the blueprint for third generation boy groups because young Kane was like, I can't do a backflip. What do y'all want from me?
See that? You want me to roll under? He jumps over me? Hell no.
I remember him saying he was at the dorms and like trying to practice being able to do a backflip because they're like, if you can't do a backflip, you can't debut because that was the standard due to this whole thing. And then they called him and said, hey, you're going to be in a band.
He's like, oh, thank God.
He was like, I'm already packing my bags. I'm going back to Toronto.
It's like I dodged a bullet. So going back to Nichkhun not being able to understand Korean. So back in 10 out of 10, all he had was like, la, 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 my pretty baby, my lady, whatever the lyrics were. He said in a variety show, I think it was like one of the ones where all the idols like kind of gathered together and they just play different games sort of thing. They were saying how like, this is like obviously later, like years later. So his Korean obviously got better, staying there and training all sorts of stuff. They're like, your line in like 10 out of 10 was like so repetitive because it's like literally 3 words over and over again. And he was like, yeah, because my Korean sucks. So, and JYP didn't want me to have no lines. So he gave me that line.
I mean,
it's true, right? But then it's really funny because then Super Junior's Shindon in Sorry Sorry, there's the line where they do that da 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 that sign. He was like, well, at least you have 3 words. I only have 1 word. It's just da da da.
Yeah, true.
That interview was so funny. He was like, well, I can up you 1. I'm a full Korean. All right. So we went into more details about J Park leaving 2 p.m. in our J Park and Jessie episode, but quick rundown. Netizens found his post back in 2005 on his MySpace account. Remember MySpace? Expressing his dislike for Korea while being under a trainee under JYP. This would be misinterpreted by Korean media. Netizens demand to kick him out of JYP and 2 p.m. He would then leave to take a hiatus back to the U.S., Seattle, his hometown. His contract would later be terminated by J Park himself. Netizens later regretted and want him back. While this whole scandal was happening and how sensitive the subject was, 2 p.m. withdrew from all appearances on TV shows for several weeks. And I think that also included, like, I believe Wooyoung was a host for a variety show with Taecyeon of Girls' Generation as well at the time. And like Taecyeon has something lined up, Junho also has something lined up. Like everyone had something lined up. They just canceled all that, which really sucked because this was like the pinnacle of them getting commercials and being able to host and get more airtime, that sort of thing. On November 10, 2009, the group went ahead and released their first full album, 1:59 p.m. The title of the album kind of gave people hope in the sense of maybe J-Bum will be back, and even JYP himself said that he could return if he liked, but it's not imminent. In support of J-Bum, the 6 members decided to equally split their income from their first album with him. They ultimately re-recorded the tracks on the album, minus the songs that were featured on previous singles, and excluded his face on the cover album. Although they were missing their leader, their mark in the second gen era was successful. On November 21st, 11 days after their album release, they won the Mama's Best Male Group and Artist of the Year Daesun for 2009. During their performance for Again and Again, they left the spot where J-Bum would be, never changing the choreography formation, and shone a spotlight over his usual position in the chorus, his vocals playing over the speakers and not being replaced by any other members, although hottest in the crowd has sung and screamed his part. This was my first exposure to how a group should be, supporting their members when they are gone, showing love in a different ways, and that moment solidified 2 p.m. to become one of my alt groups at the time.
So I wonder if that was a group decision or if that was JYP's decision.
see, I didn't look more into that, but JYP actually did make a cameo during this performance as well. He was the what's it again? Yeah. So during Again and Again, you know that instrumental soundtrack where they're doing all the dance breaks type thing, that
Yeah.
like longer part. So they actually had a live orchestra in the background as well. They were like on this like higher platform type thing, and then they're on stage dancing in the front. JYP actually came up from the ground up, and he was directing it over J Park's spotlight during the chorus as well. So I don't know if this is like a PR stunt. I don't know if it was J Park's idea. I don't know if JYP went over, or sorry, JYP's idea. I don't even know if JYP went to the boys or the members went to JYP. It was like, hey, I'd like to do this for J Park. So there was never details about that, especially since later on it became a very sore subject of how everything came out to be. So but it was kind of interesting to see now looking back, like, well, JYP was there, so he must have approved that, or it could have been a really good PR stunt at the time.
I was just curious because we see that this is like, we see this happen more often nowadays. Like when Monsta X was at KCON, they all stopped singing during IM's raps.
Yeah.
And I think Juhani shouted, "Let's give it up for IM" or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. And then they left a spot for him, and then they ended up grabbing Jackson Wang to like fill that spot towards the end.
Right, and Jackson Wang's like, my friends!
And then, of course, we see it with Astro when Moonbin passed away at the most recent concert. He still has a spotlight during his parts. You'll see Cha Yeonwoo hold his mic up so everyone can hear Moonbin's part. So I was just curious because this is kind of like the predecessor of like how this starts. I mean, even when Wonho left Monsta X, they would not sing over his parts during music shows, and a lot of times they would refuse to even perform when it was Wonho's line. Like they would just stop and let his line go and then continue again.
Yeah, so I mean, PR stunt or not, it will be all up to speculation, sadly. It was very smart to do that, especially since at that time 2PM would be at the peak of it, and it also like I just said, it solidified how a group should be and like that brotherhood in a sense, so very admirable for them to do that, even if it's a PR stunt. It definitely worked. Okay. I know I keep saying it, but Heartbeat is one of the songs that defines 2PM. The song itself became so iconic that people would parody the choreography of the Heartbeat movement. Even to this day, I think I see some idols doing the movement in a variety of shows or as something silly when speaking about heartbeats or heartbreaks. This is when JYP went outside of the box, experimenting and straying away from what he wanted from 2PM from the beginning. Instead of the usual R&B hip-hop vibes, Heartbeat utilizes stringed instrumentation and a pulsing electronic drum beat that emulates the sound of a heartbeat. While there were mixed reviews because it was different, a zombie concept that's strange in sound and difficult to understand, it grew quickly popular because of the choreography with different points that's easily repeatable and iconic. But sticking true to their acrobatic style, their dance break included them stacking up as a pyramid, and it was astounding how they never got hurt from it. But I do want to know that Nichkhun did almost slip when sliding under the pyramid during the Mama performance. The same Mama performance when they did the spotlight for J Park and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, to make them stick out even more and earn the Beast Idol name and image, each music show live performance would end with a different member doing a cool acrobatic flip to ripping shirts open. Taecyeon, I'm looking at you. You do it all the time. This is the start of it. They created a monster. Again, a comment at the time back in second generation. Heartbeat earned 2PM the Bonsan Award on Cyworld Digital Music Awards in 2010. 2016, it was voted as the 11th best K-pop boy group song in the past 20 years.
Damn.
2021, Melon and Seoul Shimun placed it at number 35 on the top 100 K-pop masterpieces as determined by 35 music critics and industry experts. So that's how iconic it is, especially to this day.
So, fun little side story. I know that this song has gotten a lot more popular and a lot more attention because of Changbin and the karaoke room.
Oh, yeah.
And it's become such a meme at this point. that when my friend and I play Call of Duty on the weekends, one of the things you can get is a heartbeat sensor.
Oh yeah.
And the moment
right,
that I pick it up, my friend Kat will just do the Changbin thing. Will be listen to my heart to beat you. Like that's how much of a meme it's at least become in my life. And I mean the song's great, but like I always hear Changbin anytime this song plays.
I'm sure someone has already made an edit of like it's just like the music video of the boys, like the 2 PM boys, singing like heartbeat normally. Then once it gets to that point, they replace with Champagne going hot to be too.
It's like the Screaming Goat Taylor Swift version.
Yes, it just like insert it in there. Yeah. But yeah, this is very different. This is like full on zombie concept, more dark. This is the time where everyone kind of went to the darker side. This is like when Beast did Shock, Girls' Generation did Run Devil Run.
Okay.
Tiara did a darker one. Kara also did a darker concept too. It's around that same time period. So
everyone's got to go through an emo phase.
But I think 2PM took a little further and it was like, you know what? We can be zombies. I was like, sure.
So dramatic.
So dramatic. Not the snake. Oop.
Oh, okay.
I think Taecyeon's hurt the most.
I think so too.
Can you feel my heartbeat?
Oh my god. I somehow got chills from that just thinking of it. I was just like, whoa.
밟고 떠난 심장이 아직도 뛰고 있어. 그것도 너를 향해. 잊으려고 아무리 노력해봐도 새로운 사람들을 아무리 만나봐도 계속 다시 또 다시 돌아서면 왜 네 생각만 나는지 안 할래 그만할래 아무리 내 자신을 달래고 또 달래 봐도 아무 소용이 없어 내 심장이 고장나버렸어 왜 아직도 나는 이런 바보 같은 짓을 하는지 머리로 알겠는데 가슴은 왜 지 맘대로인지 너를 잡고 놓지를 못해 지금도 네가 나의 곁에 있는 것 같아 별을 믿지 못해
I do like how in the choreography they do embrace that zombie concept with like the movements as well as like some of the rapping. It's almost like monotone in a sense.
Yeah, Chansung was very monotone at that point. At first I was like, that's a little weird, but it makes sense now that you pointed out.
Yeah.
So you were worried about their hair in 10 out of 10, but nothing about this?
Or like full time.
Well, that or like
With a big bird.
2K had the like the right.
She said it's right there.
And see, I'm just picturing IN outside the choreography room. The karaoke room, I mean.
Yeah, right.
잊어야 해 잊어야 살 수 있어 지워버려야만 해 안 그러면 내가 죽어 Stop trying to get her back she ain't coming She's gone gotta be moving on 갔어 오잖아 그냥 네 생각
This seems almost like a direct continuation of like Again and Again. Well, especially when they're like, stop coming back, she's not coming. And how like I guess the heartbreak actually killed them almost.
Oh, that's very smart. Yeah. Even after all this, you haven't think of that connection.
If I wasn't reading the subtitles at the same time, I don't think I would have kind of caught that correlation.
I think that's probably it too, because like back then, I don't really care much about like the translation of the lyrics. I just listen to it because it's really good.
Oh, you know it's the 2010s when you got random people saying stuff in the middle of the
Right.
song.
For sure. Oh my god, the pyramid, let's go. Man, I need to find that compilation of all the boys doing the different endings of the song because they all like rip off their shirt.
Oh, I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
I know. I gotta do some research for that and show it to you somehow, some way, because it's really funny because obviously like Taecyeon, because he's more confident with his body and probably works out on a daily, he rips it like so confidently, like he just doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like just like, this is who I am. I work hard for this body. I'm super
Right.
proud of it type thing. Then you get to the other ones who are, you know, they don't have abs, but I mean, they're still skinny. You know, obviously they just don't work out as much. They only like pop up like the top.
I do think it's funny to watch when we go from boys to men and K-pop, because like we did Astro last time.
Oh yeah,
and like
right.
when you see hide and seek and baby,
Mhm.
and like it's like, oh, they're so cute, and you're over here like, and then you get to Blue Flame, which the first words out of your mouth when Moonbin came around and started singing with their shirt open, you're like, hey, whoa, why are you coming so hard? Why are you starting off so hard? Like, and then you see them become men, which I mean, they went from dorks to now this, and it's like they're all just sad and emo now, like.
Right, exactly. It's kind of crazy too, because obviously when you have Astro starting out as, you know, that boyish schoolboy concept type thing, and then you know concepts later they'll become like manly man's, like Moonbin coming at me with his like shirt open a little bit. I'd be like, that's weird, cover up, you're my son type thing. Why? Because you know 2PM has always been the manly idol. I'm just like, that's normal. You know what I'm saying? Like you almost like desensitized in this sense because you're so used to them having this concept and the image that they uphold the whole time type thing. So I'm just like, yeah, so I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So I was always focused more on their like acrobatic moves than doing the pyramid, me going, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't break a leg. Please no. I need you to see you live.
I'm gonna need someone to clip that part where they did the pyramid and you freaked out, because that's gonna be a great little TikTok.
Man, every single time, even I remember like every live performance I watch, you know, late at night at some bootleg stream, every time they do that, I'm like literally like clutching like a plush or a pillow because I'm just like, they're gonna fall today. This is it. This is the time to do it. I'm like, whoo! Oh, it's kind of like the Olympian, Ali something. I forgot which was her parents in the stand, like when she's doing her routine, you're like doing this. You're like, like that's me. That's me. In February 2010, JYP Entertainment announced that J-Bum would not return to 2PM, and his contract was permanently terminated, with the agreement of all 6 members. This is the crazy part. Because they knew of what had happened, they decided to combine the fan meeting and press conference together. Imagine doing that. You're thinking that you're going to go see your boys, but they're like, you know what? Let's have the press there too to talk about this.
Well, imagine going there as like, you know, you have your bias and your bias record. Imagine being a J-Bum bias and then, you know, Nichkhun bias record. You're like, well, at least I can go see him. And then they're like, oh, there's going to be an announcement. And you're probably thinking, oh my God, they're going to announce that J-Bum is coming. And then it's like, nope. And it's just like, well, now I know. I'm going home now. Like,
yeah, right, yeah, exactly. And the even crazier part, their CEO was also in attendance of that. So you know it's like shit's gonna get real now at this point.
That's like when you walk into the principal's office and your parents are there. Like, you know something bad is about to happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. And to top it all off, you guys, this press conference lasted for 4 hours. Imagine being stuck in that room for 4 hours.
Again, at that point, I wouldn't even want to meet the boys after.
God. Various 2PM fan sites were shut down immediately after the conference as a protest of his termination. JYP Entertainment claimed that J-Bum made a severe personal mistake back in December 2009, not related to the MySpace controversy, which is the reason why he got dismissed. This is where a lot of fans have split. I remember a lot of fan sites just fully shutting down and never coming back, while some did come back. The 2-1-Day International Forum was heavily divided. It was rough. While I was sad that J Park did leave, I'm kind of glad that they both continued on with grace and became successful in their own different ways.
So has either JYP or J Park come out and actually said what he did? Or is it one of those things where he's like not allowed to talk about it?
But yeah, so they never said the reason why. So up to speculation, I guess. Everyone can still wonder to this day. It could be maybe like those like NDA contracts where it's like J Park can't say it, JYP cannot say it either. So behind closed doors, we'll just always wonder what it is. But hey, J Park got successful. He's fine on his own.
That's true.
Yeah, so he has his own like second, third company now with Launch
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing fine. 2PM is also doing fine too. All right, so we're gonna have a bit of deja vu with this part. After the split, 2PM released "Don't Stop, Can't Stop" on April 19th, 2010. Their title track "Without You" immediately ranked atop multiple music charts. The song lyrics tells the story of a man healing from betrayal and heartbreak and finding empowerment through his decision to move on, saying, "I'm gonna be okay." The track features house music accompanied by a melancholic piano melody to create almost like a conflicting emotion. And yes, while netizens and international fans who have eyes on them post J Park are wanting to argue that this song is a nod to J Park leaving, I think they're overreacting, reaching for it, similar to how TVXQ would when they would release "Keep Your Head Down" post split. You know, you look into it, you're still holding to that false hope and all this other stuff. You want to create tiny little fan wars. I think it's just about heartbreak, especially since you mentioned how the again and again leading up to Heartbeat is like almost like a continuation. Right. Now I think "Without You" is also a continuation of the other two as well, because it's like going through like the circle of like denial, or what is it?
I mean, it would make sense because they come back to life at the end of Heartbeat, so now they have to heal. So
right, exactly. Yeah, so much rain.
I don't know what I was expecting, but this was not it.
You're expecting not heartbreak?
Well, I mean, I didn't expect them to be in an abandoned building with the... Especially because this looks like the set of Fiction by Beast.
Oh my god, yes! yes!
I was like, why does this look familiar? You mentioned deja vu, but that's not what I was thinking.
Different route of deja vu. You can tell from here too, they definitely buff up more, especially Taecyeon. His muscles are so much more prominent now. I'm sure when they had that little bit of hiatus during that whole J Park scandal type thing, all the boys could do is just like work out or something, you know, get their mind off of it too.
Especially if you're not promoting. I mean, there's no point in keeping up with choreography. You might as well work out. It's kind of interesting to see them now because you talk about Taecyeon getting big, and now like Juntae is the one that's big.
I know.
Like, I remember seeing his birthday post of like him out at like the pool or something. I'm like, poor child.
Right? Yeah, they don't mess around with that Beast Idol image.
But it's funny because he had a song with Changbin, and Changbin is kind of like the Beast Idol now.
Right? Exactly. But I also like how, as you know, the progression of 2PM songs continue on. And Nichkhun went from having 3 words, right? Like the easiest words ever in English, to now almost full English lines, but a little bit more Korean in it. So I think JYP was very smart and like kind of incorporated that too. It's like, well, your Korean is still not that great in terms of rapping. Maybe we can incorporate English lines to make this more memorable in a sense, give you more like airtime.
Might be why he was so hard on Felix. He's probably like, I'm not going through this again.
Right, yeah. There's got to be a better way to do it where you can do more Korean in the rap. Unless, like, you know, when you're rhyming, that makes sense type thing, but... Because I know, this is kind of controversial, but Peniel of B2B, his Korean also isn't that great. Man, that's a lot of oil. Or, maybe not oil, but you know what I mean? Like, that looks like it's oil.
I think it's just supposed to be paint. Would
But
you
then, like,
imagine having to shower after this?
You know, right? No, they just stand under the rainfall. They'll be fine. Huh? Can we just stand here for like 15 minutes? I'm just gonna rinse this off.
They make somebody come by with a hose and hose them down. And the JYP, all right, let's shoot it again.
But going back to Pino of B2B, most of his rap lines are all in English. There's never any Korean. So it kind of sucks because it almost like impedes Pino in a sense to practice more Korean. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to do it in a setting where you can keep using Korean. Oh, hello. I forgot about that part too.
Well, and it makes sense. I mean, if you look at it in a modern way, if you go back to K-pop Demon Hunters, Zoe does not rap in Korean whatsoever. All her raps are completely in English because she's the American foreigner.
Right. Yeah, so much water.
So dramatic. I don't know what's more dramatic, this or Heartbeat.
I mean, if it's a continuation, maybe it's a little bit more.
When you weren't expecting to accidentally tell a war story.
I've gone through this. Okay. Thanks to the Wonder Girls and their breakout to the American market, 2PM was able to open for the girls during their tour in the US in June 2010, making this my first ever K-pop concert. While yes, I did mainly go for 2PM, supporting the JYP Nation family is so worth it, and I had an honor to see the girls live. Also, they were very sweet in person, and this is back when meet and greets was a thing. So like you can actually say hi to your idols. It's not sound check, you guys. This is like you get to have a little bit of like 101 conversation. It's not fully rushed. I remember, as it progresses, you start doing the high fives and sort of thing, and usually security or managers will kind of push you through because you're on a time crunch, which I totally understand. Right. But this one, I think I spent a good at least 2-3 minutes talking to Wonder Girls as a whole and then 2PM as a whole, while even taking photos at the same time. They were just like, hey, we can have a quick chat sort of thing, but we still gotta take photos type thing.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and then like the meet and greet package at the time, this is gonna shock you guys. I think it was only $200.
We spent $160 alone just to sit down at AT's.
Just to sit far away. Not far away, but like still like just to attend the concert. $200 for meet and greet. And I remember it when they, released the packages and, whatever, the ticket sales. The VIP did say that it's a meet and greet and you meet the girls for a photo too as well. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So I got that. And I think once they announced that 2PM is joining, they also included it as well. So it's like a twofer. I literally met, like for $100 each, I met the girls and the boys.
That's pretty good. That's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like way back then. Inflation, all sort of stuff. Even like concert tickets back then for the American market is different too. Because I'm sure now if you want to go see, like Bruno Mars. Here's an example about Bruno Mars that just happened a while ago. I think floor was $1,000 and that's not including anything, which is crazy to think because, when you get K-pop concerts VIP, you get all these like a goodie bag and you get sound check and those other things. And now it's like, for the American market, it's like, oh yeah, you get like a front seat and that's it. You just get to see Bruno Mars closer.
Yeah, and in the American market, it's something you have to buy a ticket and then do usually an add-on.
Yeah, that's right. Get the add-ons. That's right. Yeah, so it's crazy, but it was a nice time back then. I was less broke. Following up with their US mini tour with Wonder Girls, on July 31st, 2010, 2PM held their first solo concert at the Seoul Olympic Park Arena, with 2AM and Miss A being guest appearances at the concert. They will release Thank You, a song dedicated to fans after their scandal. On October 11, 2010, 2PM released their first EP, Still 2 o'clock p.m., or 2 o'clock p.m., with their title track, I'll Be Back. In the following month, the EP unexpectedly debuted at the 13th spot on the Billboard's World's Album Chart, even though it was never promoted in the US. On top of that, they would win the most popular Asian singer on the 10th annual CCTV MTV Mandarin Music Honors, the first ever Korean artist to receive the award. At the end of 2010, 2PM went to Japan to make their debut with the release of their 1:59 p.m. album. On March 9, 2011, they released their first compilation album, All About 2PM, with all of their releases in the Japanese market. The album debuted at 26 on the Oricon charts, selling 4,502 copies in the first week. They debuted their first Japanese single, Take Off, and was featured as the ending theme song for the first season of Blue Exorcist, which is an anime, I believe.
Yes, it is.
I was like, man, my anime back then was not that great. I did not keep up afterwards. Before continuing to promote in Japan, they released Hands Up, their second studio album. The track was on various overseas charts, including Billboard's Social 50 chart, the first documented appearance for a K-pop act. Cutting the promo short to 1 month, they returned to Japan and would release a variety of albums and singles for promotion. At the end of 2011, while doing a Japan tour, they would sell out in 1 minute, selling 100,000 tickets, and the company announced additional concert dates. Oricon would announce that 2PM was the second best-selling new artist in Japan, beating out SHINee in the year 2011. According to the report, 2PM has a reported revenue of 990 million yen, which is equivalent to about $12.68 million in singles, albums, and DVD sales.
That's impressive.
They're definitely bringing bank. Even if you divide it by members, that's still a lot of money.
Well, that's still 2-point-something million.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's gonna give them a lot of real estate for sure. Over a year later, 2PM would come back to Korea to release their third studio album, Grown. Grown would be their second entry to the Billboard World's album chart, peaking at number 6, and remaining on the chart for 3 weeks. The album would have 2 title tracks, Come Back When You Hear the Song, and ADTOY, or All Day I Think of You. While the album itself has 12 tracks, the grand version of their album also included the members' solo tracks. While promoting their album, the group took part in the 2PM G+ Star Zone exhibit, a project for disadvantaged youth. All Day I Think of You is a song about passionate and uncontrollable love, while showing a different side of 2PM, more sensual, mature, and almost has that element of sophistication that states just what type of idols they are. Going back to what JYP had in mind for 2PM, the song combines an orchestral and hip-hop fusion.
So they went from being losers who just wanted to get a girl that was way over the league, and then they fell in love, and that love betrayed them, and it broke their hearts. And then they healed, and now they're back to simping.
The progression of all males.
Yes, I was going to say.
Literally, I was going to say, I feel like they're going through all of it, man. I wonder if any, like, Korean fans that are, like, males have taken this as, like, an inspiration.
They go through a heartbreak, and they turn on their 2PM playlist.
They're like in their feels. It's like Taecyeon when you play Wedding Dress. You're a heartbreaker.
Or me, whenever I went through that situation, I was like, I'm putting on Alexis diss songs. Let's do that.
Right, exactly. No, they're not. It's okay.
Maybe if they didn't all go after the same girl, this wouldn't have happened.
Oh, another choreography that makes me nervous is those folding chairs, man. Every time they stand on it, I'm like, it's gonna break.
But those are the metal ones. Those are the ones that ain't going nowhere. Those are sturdy. Those are the ones that if you got put on chair duty, you got mad about because they were heavy and they didn't want to unfold. Chansung goes back and looks at these videos and is like, why did they hate me so much? Why did they give me all the bad hairstyles?
I know, literally. Doesn't help that he's like the Machne, so he just has to take it. Sorry, I just... Whenever Jungho does that move, I just like it's shorts. I'm just like, yep.
I just love that somebody decided the choreography should include booty popping.
If you're in the 2PM fandom, everyone knows that Jungho has been known to have a little bit of a cake on his back. He's like a scoops.
I was gonna say S-Scoops before S-Scoops.
Yeah, pretty much. I think there was like a meme or something like that at the time when 2PM had their solo tour in the US. People would be like, dang, I didn't realize Jungho's cake is that big. It's the same girl. Is it different girl? Can't tell.
And then they cover her face.
I know. Like, damn it. Okay, show the next girl. Let's see what it's saying. Okay, maybe it is different. Oh, can't tell.
I think it's a different girl.
The one that was dancing when they're sitting down is the same girl.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Taecyeon. Yeah, no, they're gonna fall. I don't like that.
It doesn't help that I was watching Dream High before I got taken off with Vicky, and so like all I can see is those two like in their drama days, and it's like, oh, that was cringe.
Yeah, and now you see them best, you're like, that's not computing.
Well, and it's funny because the other guy is wearing almost a similar outfit to what he wore on Dream High, so I'm just like having flashbacks.
Trauma.
And I only made it 2-3 episodes into that drama before we got taken down.
Oh, lame. It's the same girl.
Yeah, the tattoo. It's.
I didn't read what that other one said though. The one in cursive.
How they just posed for the last 60 seconds.
Oh, really? Just their face.
Guys, we're gonna take a pic. We're gonna take the album cover shot while we're filming. Just stand there.
That's gonna be perfect.
I'm telling you right now, that is on somebody's breakup list. That somebody goes through a heartbreak and they get the soju out, and that is probably playing on repeat in the background.
Every time they say all day I think about you, they take a shot.
Golly, the whole last 60 seconds, they'd be dead.
The heartbreak was really bad.
It's like that Dive Studio interview that BM was talking about when he used to go through breakups.
Yeah.
And he go get the Jinro, the leader, and the plastic
Yeah,
bottle and
the
just
big
lay on the
one, yeah.
floor and cry. Like, that's what I'm picturing right now. I bet you this is on BM's breakup list. I bet you it is.
Oh my god. I wish. Should I slide to his DMs and ask?
Yes, be like, hey, remember me from that one time?
Hey, remember when I make a video about you and you said that you like my sushi and you took out all the cucumbers?
I'll be right
That'll
back.
be a story for the card episode, you guys. Little teaser. Their fourth studio album, Go Crazy, released on September 10, 2014, breaking into the Billboard World Album chart for the third time at number 7, and commenced their first world tour covering 12 cities in 5 countries. This would be 2PM's first US solo concert without the Wonder Girls that's outside of the Korean Music Festival. This album also marks their first self-producing album, with Jun-K creating Go Crazy as their title track. Number 5, their fifth studio album, released on June 15, 2015, now allowing all members to participate in writing 9 out of the 12 songs on the album, and of course Jun-K writing the title track My House. This is actually a hard one because I was stuck in between this or Promise I'll Be as the last song for this retrospective, since TJ has already seen Make It, which was their latest release. But I want to show My House since it's so iconic, and the idol groups to this day still cover this, once again, iconic song. Fun fact, because how YouTube algorithms work, somehow the music video to My House kept popping up for recommendations, And since it grew in views 5 years later, JYP would release a special video of their performance at their house party concert, which is, I think, their fan meeting concert type thing, with a description saying, he said he'd meet me in 10 minutes, so I've been waiting, but hasn't even given me his address for 5 years. TT. I dedicate this video to the hottest who are waiting for it with the same feelings. Whoever wrote that, props to you, man. Continuing their group image of being mature, sexy, and just men, My House has a blend of acoustic guitar and synthesizers in a triple swing rhythm. In the music video, there are a lot of fairy tale elements with nods to Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Snow White, and Beauty and the Beast.
So I know this one from one of those summer festivals that they do variety shows on.
Yes.
And Moonbin and Ju-Honey danced to this one.
I feel like I know a lot of the like the Boys Planet, some of them do cover it too as well. I remember that.
I mean, it's an iconic boy band song, so it would make sense.
Yeah, and then it's cool that it's a it's not like Replay where it's like boyish, you know, in a sense, but it's like an easy listen, not an easy choreograph by any means. It's just like an easy to follow song that you can easily cover to kind of showcase all your like your range in terms of like vocals, rapping, dancing, and all that stuff. So I think it's a very well-rounded song in the sense, which is why it's always iconic and people keep covering it all the time. Yeah, 2015. This was 11 years ago?
2016 was 10 years ago.
Oh my god.
We just started 2026. Don't start thinking about 2027.
I should look up and see if there's any JYP idols in this music video. Cameo.
I wanna take her to my house. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 단 아무도 모르게.
I got Jun-K literally dressed as Eric. Like if you take the jacket off, he's dressed as Prince Eric.
Yeah, because of that red band across his stomach.
I want to know whose idea that was.
No, literally. Think about having a buddy in there. And there's a what?
Yeah, but the buddy's at least singing the song. I'm gonna need you to calm down, sir. You're already my bias record. My bias.
Notice in this one, they're all going after the same girl again.
I was literally gonna say that, like, have y'all not learned your lesson about going after the same girl? You had an entire saga about it. I like the stylist is like, well, they have to be regal, so let's give him hair that's not stupid this time. Again, calm down. You're my bias wrecker. I need you and Taecyeon to calm down. I will say, and this is totally rated, but I love that they keep the dark eye makeup on Jun-K in every single video. Because he's got such an angular face already that his facial features are almost striking, and then that just brings it out more.
No, I definitely agree. Okay, Taecyeon.
What's the point of the shirt? Like it's buttoned all the way down. It's unbuttoned all the way down to your belly button. Like,
yeah, literally.
That shirt's as useless as all of Mingyu's outfits during his solo in Korea.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. Man, I miss them.
That was cheesy. It was not as cheesy as Hands Up. That one is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Hands Up was heck cheesy. Yeah, I even was thinking about doing Hands Up too, but now I was just like, no, we gotta keep that mature concept going outside of like them partying type thing. Because also it shows the range of their vocals too, because it definitely progressed more. Because like back then, you know, the earlier songs, you can tell who's the rapper and who's the vocalist. But now it seems like, you know, Nichkhun, even Taecyeon got to sing a little bit more than just rapping now. Same with Chansung too. Chansung, I think, originally was supposed to be a rapper, but now as it hit, maybe past like Go Crazy or something like that, he had more vocal lines. So then he became more of a vocalist, which is kind of funny because I think he released, you know, when they promote Japan, he released his solo album in Japan. It's all vocals. There's no rap line whatsoever.
It's probably JYP trying to adopt the SM formula of like, all their people do every single thing, so maybe we can move our people over to do it. Which is funny of Chansung being a rapper because before we did this video, the only thing I knew him from was What's Wrong with Secretary Kim.
Right.
And he plays the really cheap, frugal guy who like puts marker on his buttons and stuff when they start coming undone because he wants to save up for a house. And I remember watching that because it was the first show I watched from beginning to end. And I messaged you, I was like, who is this dork? Like, he seems all amazing and all that. And then he's like, sitting here, again, sharpieing on his buttons and sewing them back on. And you're like, oh my God, that's my man.
You're like, okay.
Because you see all her other biases and, you know, in acting, it's like, oh, okay, they're kind of the suave, confident, or the flower boy. And then here, again, this guy that's like, oh, these leftovers are going to last me 6 days. Oh, you're not going to finish it? Here, I'll take it for you.
Right, exactly, for real. I mean, he played that role really well, though, being just like a dorky, like, not an intern. He was like a newbie, right? Like an entry level worker to that company at the time.
No, he was a team lead, I want to say. I think he was a higher up.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, I just remember.
But he was really young. I think if I remember correctly, it was that he had gotten promoted really fast because he spent so much time at work. Because all he did was work and sleep. That's the only two things that he did.
For sure. And he just like literally saved every little thing. And like you said, coloring the buttons, taking people's food to take home for dinner later on, sort of thing. So
yeah. Which, if you guys haven't seen What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, it's absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite dramas. And it's got a star-studded cast before they were star-studded, like Park Seo-joon. I forget her name, and I always forget her name, but she was just the lead in Marry My Husband.
Yeah.
And then you have, and then Section Chief Bohm. Like, she was the best character in that entire...
She was so iconic. I loved her so much. I was like, she's my favorite.
You talk about dramas where, like, the secondary lead takes over. She wasn't even the second lead.
No.
She was, like, third or fourth, but she was so memorable in that show.
I know, right? She has, like, very good, like, memorable scenes. Like, it's very short in a sense whenever she does her own scene, not like with like the female lead, male lead, or anything like that.
Yeah,
but her short solo scenes are always so memorable. I loved it.
My favorite one is when because the other secretary has a thing for her, and so he gets her the coke, and so she like downs it just to see what the message is.
Right, exactly. Heck, I would do it too, man, if I like him back.
Right.
All right, so going back to Japan, they would continue to chart and promote, embarking on their arena tour titled Galaxy of 2 p.m. All 15 dates were sold out with a recorded attendance of 160,000 people, with an additional 35,000 fans who attended the live viewing of the concert held in 134 movie theaters throughout Japan. They ended with yeah, can you imagine like live streaming that also, because you couldn't get tickets to go into the venue. So you're like, you know what, I'll sit in the movie theater. And that also probably filled up real fast as well.
This would probably be the start of that live streaming service. Because remember when we used to go to theaters, like this would have been after high school, and they always had a commercial for like Trafalgar events or Fantasia, and it was always like the operas and stuff for us.
Yeah, the fans of the opera, they're like for one night only or something like that. Yeah,
and then it moved on to, because I remember seeing the premiere of the 12th season of Doctor Who. I think like it was just now releasing in
that's right.
in the UK, so they live streamed it, and now like 17 has done 2 live streams and all that. But this would have been back in when like satellite was a big thing. So if you were at a movie theater and it rained,
oh, I know. So true. Now it's like Netflix also not live stream, but airing the last episode of Stranger Things, I believe. Like at the same time simultaneously that it would be released on Netflix, but you get to be in like a setting with other like fans as well, and you just enjoy that moment too. So that's really cool. They would end they ended with an encore concert date with 100,000 fans attending the Tokyo Dome. Their 6th studio album, Gentleman's Game, would be their last album before the members start enlisting to the military with the title track Promise I'll Be, written by Taecyeon. Taecyeon will enlist first in September 2017, followed by the rest of the members, but of course minus Nichkhun because he is Thai citizen, in 2018 within months of each other. On January 31st, 2018, all remaining 5 members renewed their contracts with JYP, with Taecyeon's renewal to be discussed after his military service. The following day, JYP Entertainment appointed the members as Directors of External Affairs, as they were the most senior group remaining in the company. Taecyeon eventually did not resign with JYP and signed with an agency that specializes with actors, but he did state he will continue to promote with 2PM. While the group as a whole did not promote as members enlisted or enter the military service, remaining members released at least one solo album from 2017 to 2020. In January 2021, 2PM announced a full group comeback later in the year with Junho completed his military service. On June 7th, 2021, they released their 7th album, Must, marking it 4 years since their hiatus and 5 years since the release of Gentleman's Game. So what are they up to now, since they haven't released anything since 2021? As for recording, that's been 5 years, almost 5 years. That's a long time. This is kind of sad, but they are all just doing their own thing. Lately, we've been seeing somewhat of a rise of second-gen groups coming back, such as Infinite, Big Bang, which is impending this year. As of now, their first appearance as Big Bang will be at Coachella in April, I believe. Yeah. Teen Top, they did a little bit of comeback as well. A little bit of 21, where they do all those like solo concerts. CM Blue recently, A-Pink as well, and more. Thanks to loyal fans and new fans with a variety of exposure to social media. I know several of them are acting, and a couple of them are still releasing solo things. Plus, Chansung is currently married with a daughter, but it doesn't seem like they're in a rush to get back together. Fans seem to still be very loyal to 2PM, which is great, but I don't think the newer generation knows them as a whole. People are still shocked if someone mentions how J Park used to be the best leader for 2PM, or how Taecyeon, a great actor in the K-drama world, used to be able to rap and do flips in the air. And by the way, Taecyeon, congratulations on finally proposing to your girlfriend. Couldn't do it sooner with my bingo? Oh my God.
He literally waited until our bingo game was over and then did it.
I know. I was like, God damn. But they announced it on November 1st, 2025, and he even gave a shout out to his lovely fiance during his award speech for the first night with the Duke drama. But anywho, sadly, the only thing that might keep 2PM alive is their song, My House. That's literally their popularity song right now. It's not even, again, it's not even Heartbeat. It's just My House.
I will say, like, there's still definitely a fan base, because years ago when we went and saw Stray Kids' Maniac tour, which was, they had come, and then the members got COVID, so they ended up going back to Korea and coming back. But while we're waiting for the show, you know, like, we went and saw 17 twice, and they would show their music videos in between, and then there would be a light stick, and like how to do your light stick.
Oh yeah, like
weirdly they did one in Korean, and then like 20 minutes later it would be in English.
Yeah,
but JYP instead on those screens would just show all their different groups. And
that's right.
This was right when Nimix had just debuted, so of course everybody would scream and all that, and they even still had 2PM show up on those videos, and like the crowd would go wild. So there's still definitely a fan base here in America, at least.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like it's mostly older fans, or at least, you know, like our age, maybe a little bit younger in a sense. Definitely like 90s babies for sure. But I don't think like kiddos generation, I don't think they know much about 2PM other than My House, if like their favorite groups are covering it.
Right.
luckily Kiddo knows who 2PM is because obviously they've been exposed to it at a very young age. But if they were to talk about 2PM to anyone that's like really into like P1 Harmony, Extraordinary Heroes, Boy Next Door, that sort of thing, they'd probably be like, oh, the one that they performed with the Boys Planet. And he'll be like, yep, you don't know who Taecyeon or Chansung or Nichkhun is. That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, even if they watched dramas, they would only know Taecyeon from that.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember when Taecyeon had a cameo on Exo Kitty, you know, Kiddo freaked out. They're like, they have a 2 p.m. here. But everyone will be like, oh yeah, no, it's Taecyeon. He used to be in this drama that's like unrelated to it or whatever thing. It's not Taecyeon of 2 p.m. It's, oh yeah, Taecyeon was in this drama about like being a lawyer or the ghost or the whatever type thing, whatever roles he had before. It's just like, well, that's sad. But that's literally like the divide of where generations are now. It's kind of getting to that point. And then them not making a comeback like Shiny and everyone else. It's like they're not really not getting more fans, but just like kind of being like, this is where it all started type thing. So
there's not the re-exposure
that the re-exposure
again, these older groups are getting.
Right. I know. Yeah, it's almost like you had to rely on the who base of JYP groups to continue it for well. Like Champa needs to keep saying hard to be to, and finally maybe people know who to be is. Yeah. How netizens and fans view K-pop has shifted all thanks to 2PM, setting the groundwork of future K-pop boy groups. Monsta X, 17, SF9, and Stray Kids cited 2PM as role models for their stage presence and charisma during live performances. And I'm sure thanks to 2PM, Monsta X was able to continue that Beast idol image in the third generation. 2PM did great and never strayed from what JYP built and inspired for them to be, which is honestly a great feat to accomplish. We love well-rounded groups, but for a group to continue to be more on the sexy and mature side while evolving with their songs through 15 years of industry is astounding. MTV Asia stated they rose to prominence as their catchy lyrics and easy-to-follow dance moves exploded in the early days of YouTube, long predating today's viral TikTok challenges. 2PM is a group that I've actually seen live 3 times, which was a lot until, you know, we've seen 17 a little too many times, thanks to Kiddo.
I saw them 3 in a calendar year, so I can't judge you.
I know, it's ours is a spam of like 5, 6 times, I think by now. I don't remember, I lost count, honestly. But like I said before, 2PM was the reason why I attended the Wonder Girls concert, but I'm glad to be part of that US history with Wonder Girls. It would be the start of my K-pop concert-going journey. When they announced they would perform at the LA Korea Times Music Festival, I was there, bringing my 2 to 3-year-old with me, traveling out of state for a K-pop group, which my dad did call me crazy at the time. Now it's common. Then their world tour, being able to attend it and get VIP, which was also still only $200 at the time, and just bask into how much they have grown. It's like no other. While they were rising in fame, they were still so thankful, so sweet. And I swear Chansung was trying to get close to me when I told him that he's my bias during the meet and greet. And let me be in denial, okay? He did scooch closer to me, okay? I felt him. He moved. All right, he was over here, then he moved. All right? Let me have this. But I hope they can make a comeback soon. But if they don't, I'll be happy with them doing solo things and just acting, singing, and just being a father.
She's just happy that Taecyeon is finally getting married.
Finally.
That's her main
My
thing.
God. Taecyeon took you too long, man. And then denial of the photos? Come on. Everyone knew. Yeah, that is my retrospective of 2PM. I hope y'all enjoy it with a little bit of history. But yeah, they're just not as active as a group, but you can definitely see Taecyeon in so many dramas. Jinho also is doing some dramas as well. I think Nichkhun has a YouTube channel. I could be wrong, but I
think so. I think he has his own little talk show on there or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing his own thing. Junkei, he's doing more solo because he's always so musically inclined. So he's still producing songs. He released a solo album recently, I believe, too, within the past.
Just a few months ago, yeah.
Yeah, just a few months ago. I was about to say that, yeah, which is also a great album too. So yeah, they're just doing their own thing. I know Chansung he's very inactive on social media now, which I think is very smart now, having a daughter and try not to be exposed and everything like that, and also have a non-celebrity wife. Time for him to be inactive, but he does appear every once in a while when Nichkhun is out and about with the 2 p.m. boys, whenever they're hanging out, golfing, or eating sort of thing. Chansung will be there as well too. So it's good to know that they're still like keeping in contact. But yeah. So that's my retrospective. Hope y'all like it. Hopefully TJ has learned a little bit more about 2 p.m.
Oh yeah. I like 2 p.m. is one of those groups that I like. I do confuse them a little bit every now and then when I'm listening on shuffle, like between them and Infinite, because they have similar sounds.
Yeah, they do. Oh yeah, some of them kind of like crossover.
They definitely fit
well.
my image. Like if I had really gotten into second gen, I definitely would have been part of this fandom, because it wasn't Taeyeon sharing the same pants as Tiffany from Girls' Generation,
right?
You know. And I like that they do their dark concepts. I definitely would have been Beast, and I definitely would have been 2 p.m.
Yeah, and Beast will be mostly after back. It would be like Shock and then onward.
Yeah.
You know what? No debut song. Yeah. And I mean, it's really also cool that 2 p.m. debuted with a strong song and not a cutesy concept whatsoever. So I think you really would have been into them from the very beginning until you see the music video. Then you're like, maybe not. Then you try again and again.
Yeah. I'm like, let me know when it gets less cringe.
For sure.
Which it never did.
No, I mean, as we saw the progression of those music videos, they never learned. They still show one girl.
My first experience with 2 p.m. officially was Make It. And that video is still cringe as hell, too. It's all of the world ending around them, everyone screaming and running, and all of 5 of them still trying to get with one girl.
That sounds about right. So I guess they tend to know what to do.
They had a brand. Why change it?
Hey, it works. It made them millions.
True. Very true.
All right. Hope y'all enjoy this episode, my birthday episode on 2 p.m. retrospective. For the next few episodes, we'll be going back to the 3rd gen. This is just like a special episode to kind of deep dive into one of my old groups as well. So,
yes, it was a lot of fun. I missed the TED Talks.
Oh my gosh.
Because you lived this. So it's not like when I'm doing, yes, I did Red Velvet, but I wasn't there from the beginning. So like there's a lot of things I had to look up.
Right. More research type thing. Yeah.
Whereas you're like, no, I was there. I have the receipts. I know exactly what was going on at that time.
Yeah, for sure. I lived through it. I lived through that whole divide of the thing. Man, that fan war was insane. And I know people were still very upset about it's silly to say, people are upset at the boys, the 2 p.m. boys, for the fact that Jay Park left. And I was just like, that's a company thing. It's not like 2 p.m. at that point had that position of being like the leaders of the external affairs or whatever title they got under JYP. They just almost debuted still at that time. It's like their second year. Like they can't do shit at that point, you know? So
nothing's changed. That's how people still are to this day.
Yeah, which is very sad, but that was like probably one of the split that actually went through that not really affected me, but like it's kind of interesting to see how international fans and Korean fans react to it, and then the divide of who you're for, or you're just kind of like, well, it's music, like it's fine.
Right.
All right. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We will see you in the next one.
흥건해진 밤이 보내길 봐 우리뿐인 party 걸리적거리는 윗도리 다리에 이 본능은 설레 나란 보는 살래